Yeah, that's right. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's Michael from SmartSuite, and it is my privilege to show you how to personalize and all the functions and features that are available for you to personalize your collection. Now, the screen you're looking at SmartSuite, this is the inquiry screen, and this is the out of box experience. Okay, the color would be different, the color would be dark, but I like mine being blue, so I've changed it to blue. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But you might not like the color, but you might want to have your school's photograph in the background as a transparency. You might want to have the library background as a transparency. You might have a different picture that you would like to have as a transparency. SmartSuite is based on widgets. And if you want to change anything, you click on the hamburger menu up here on the top left, and you go down to page settings. And that is where you can go and you can change the layout of these. Okay, so you can move them, you can make them shorter, you can make them bigger, you can make them wider. Okay, you can drag them and move them around. You can then go into here and have a look at all the options that are available for you. So you can go and change a lot of the options. Okay, one of the options is changing a thumbnail view of the objects, or a detailed view, or a table view. So if you're into changing the layout of your system, and you can say, oh, you know what, I don't want all this information shown up here. I would like the default view to be like that. Okay, and then you can just load more, so you'll see more objects on your screen, but you only see the title. You can turn around and say, no, I would like a bit more information, and I want to show the title, the location, the sublocation, the holdings. So you can change even the objects within each thumbnail. Or you can turn around and say, no, I want a list view, and you can change them that way. Okay, but you might want to just change the color, so you can click on here and you can go back into page settings and then go into the page builder. Okay, and in the page builder there's a whole bunch of options that you can even change in here. So I'm going to see how it says color block light blue, and I can go and know, and I can go dusty sky or lavender. Let's choose lavender. So if I choose lavender and I click here, I could preview it and see it, or I can just go, let's have a preview. I can save it. I don't want to save it, but I've now changed it to lavender. So there's lots of changes you can do. So you can change the individual objects, you can change the way the objects look, you can change the background if you like, or you can just simply say, no, I'm not interested in any of that. I would like to see all these objects across the entire page. Now, you know that when you go down here, if I do a search of cat and I do bring up a bibliographic record of a book, the bibliographic information appears up here. And you can say, I'd like to change that. You can even change the bibliographic information that appears here. So when you went to page settings and click the setting button for this widget, if I click the setting buttons for this widget, it will allow me to decide what fields appear up here and what order that they appear up here in. But you can, and now let's go and just do a search of a video and show you how the videos come up. So if I play a video, that's the way the video will come up.
This week's episode is brought to you by Site 5, web hosting, domain registration, and more.
Everything will come up here. Okay, but if you say, I would like these objects to be across the entire screen, you can. You can have a screen for your students that look like this. This is the OPAC screen. This is another view of it. Okay, and as you scroll, more and more information appears there. Now, if I click on a book, there's the bibliographic information. And again, in this case, I've shown you less information here, but I can add the amount of information that I show here. Okay, and if I play the video will pop up here instead of on the right.
We're hitting part of the hospital that you haven't seen before.
So there's a lot of changes that and ways that you can personalize the screen. And if I did a search, it'll bring up the resources in here, and I can go load more and then look at more and look at more, but just by scrolling. Okay, just by scrolling, I can see more information. So let's go back to where we started. So when I go back into my search screen, that is my stock standard out of the box screen layout. And I've shown you how you can change all your widgets. You can change your color. You can change the way they show. And I showed you how you can say, no, I don't want this. I want it across the screen. And I've just shown you across the screen. Now, I've also shown you that's across the screen. If you're a school that subscribes to a number of subscription services, how about I show you another layout that you could have? You could go Federated Search, and this will show you a screen where same results, no difference, okay, except now when I search and I search for cat, okay, there's my cat results. But if I subscribe to Google, there's all my Google results. And of course, you can click on any one of these and it will bring up the information from that subscription service. Okay. And if I wanted to catalog any of these, I just press that button and instantaneously this website is cataloged straight into your library system. So there's Gutenberg. So if I say I want to have a look at that, it'll bring up the Gutenberg record for that particular ebook. Okay, you can decide which one you're going to download, or you can just click that and catalog it into the system. So you got Gutenberg, you got ANZRC, you got Britannica. We do a whole host of other search areas, and that's just all part of the system. Unlike our competitors, you don't pay extra for any of these. You can do it yourself. Okay, so that is the look and feel. Now, wouldn't it be great if you decided that, you know what, I would like this search screen for all my primary school students. I would like this search screen for all my secondary school students. And I would also like the federated search screen for all my year 12s and all my teachers. Well, guess what? You can have that. You can certainly have that. Okay, so SmartSuite, the opaque screen, is the most flexible and configurable search screen that you can ever have, and presentation page. We also have a home page. Okay, and the home page, this is just out of the box, but you can be very fancy. I don't believe that there is a home page that you would want to do that you cannot do with the widgets, and there are unlimited number of widgets that you have on here. Now let me just tell you, we have some people that like to have lots and lots of widgets on the search page, on the home page, and at the same time they want to be able to just do a search straight from the home page and go and bring up all the results. And you can do that. Okay, however, let me just take you back in history and show you something. Now, I don't know how many of you would remember, but Yahoo was the search engine of choice by everybody in the world. Okay, and there's all the Yahoo different search engines and search pages over a period of time. If you looked at any of them, they are just absolutely full of all kinds of URLs and all kinds of references. The search was always up the top. But if you have a look at that, it was packed, absolutely packed with all this information that people were trying to, and you could even tailor your own Yahoo page. But the problem with that is it had so much information, most people were getting tired of looking and clicking all these links because people knew exactly what they wanted. However, literally overnight, Google came on the scene. And Google's search page was just this. They had a logo and they had a search button. And when you did a search, only then did it bring up information relative to your search. That's it. And basically, Yahoo disappeared overnight, never ever to be resurrected again. So I would caution you, be very careful about creating a homepage and putting all this auxiliary stuff, because when people go to a search engine, they expect to get a search engine that will bring up results for them. And so we've never pushed the idea of a homepage. Okay? But should you want it, the homepage facility and functionality is available. It probably is the most flexible that you would ever want. And you can put as many widgets, you can tailor the widgets, you can size the widgets, you can do anything. It's unlimited. But just be cautious. If you want to gain winners to your library, and if you want to gain patrons to your library, okay, go down the path of Google, which is just keep it simple, okay, and learn from history. Now, the next part I want to show you with as far as personalization goes, you can personalize your catalog screen, your circulation screen, your patron screen. So let's go down the path of catalog, because that has the most number of objects and pieces of information that you might want to change. So if I go into the menu, I go to catalog. Now, that's my catalog screen, and the way it is the data is in the middle of the screen. That's where your data is. On the bottom is the command center. That's where you tell it to find things, to add new records, to save a record, and to delete a record, and to navigate going to the next record. And you can say, you know what, I don't want the basic information and then the copy information. I would really like the basic, then I would like the additional titles, then I would like the author, then the subject, and then the illustrator. So if you want to change the order of any of these things, you have a settings button over here to make it easy for people that are non-programmers and people that don't work with widgets and don't like working with widgets. You just click on that button, and every one of these objects has a hand. So if I want additional titles after the basic, I just click on the additional title and I will move it to where I want it. So I go, I want basic first, then I want additional title. I don't want copy there, so I'll click on copy and I'll move it down here. Okay, and that's how you can change the order of anything you like here. And then when you go save, that's the way the screen has now laid out for you. So you can choose the order of the layout, and when you click on the down the page settings, okay, everything changes down the page, and everything changes according to the tabs as well. So it's up to you to change the layout. You have to remember to save it. Okay, and once you save it, that's the way you can alter and personalize your catalog screen. And of course, if you have done training with me or looked at our training, I always start off with Patron Management before I go to cataloging. And the reason for that is because the Patron Management screen has a lot less tabs, but it's exactly the same layout. So if you've got data in the middle, the commands on the bottom, and the tabs up the top, you can hit the settings button and you can change that up. So I teach you to change using fewer tabs. Okay, and then once you save it, and then you can go into down the screen data or up the screen data. Okay, but once you know how to do it in the patron record, the catalog record is exactly the same. Now, the second last thing we're going to deal with is how do I personalize circulation? And believe it or not, you can actually personalize circulation. And we give you so many options, I think you'll be very, very surprised. So if I go down to here, go down to circulation, and there is a little tab in the circulation area that you can actually choose to change your circulation parameters. Now it looks like this is my circulation screen. You think, oh, well, there's loans and there's returns. What else would you want to personalize? Well, there's my settings button. And just out of interest, I would recommend you click on that button and have a look at the amazing number of parameters that you can tick and change. And when you go down this page, you need to remember to save it. You'll be amazed how you can totally change the way your whole circulation module works. Okay, so we've gone from personalizing your landing page, your home page, your patron page, your cataloging page, your circulation page, and before I forget, in the cataloging page, you can also personalize your SKIS cataloging page or your global cataloging page. And so you might want to consider even playing in there. And there's all the configuration buttons down here. So if you click up, you can set your Z3950, your copy defaults, how they're going to act, your mark tag, where your tags are going to come in from, where they're going to go into SmartSuite, how to deal with unallocated barcodes, what different barcode formats you can do. You can define the spine labels you're going to use. So there's lots and lots and lots of changes that you can even do to your SKIS cataloging page. Okay, you can personalize it any which way you want. We believe that we've given you the most incredible, flexible system that will work the way you want to work. Last and not least of all is reports. The reports system is probably the most flexible system that you can have. Okay, and I'll just demonstrate one and we'll do cataloging. Okay, now when you go to reports, you got reports created by FSI, and these are all the reports that you get out of the box. The reports on the bottom are all the reports that you have created. So whenever you go and change an existing report, and you can change any or all of these reports, they will appear on the bottom. Okay, so in catalog, I've just got an asset register report, okay, that I have created. But let's have a look at the catalog reports provided by FSI. So when I go here, I've got copies by barcode, copies by copy status, catalog by author. So here we go. Let's choose the catalog by subject. Okay, so no, we don't want we'll use subject. Catalog by subject. So if I click on catalog by subject, okay, I can go open and subject equal to, so ability fiction. Let's just try fiction. Okay, so let's have a look at all my fiction. So there it is, subject equal to fiction, and I go generate. And I've just got the subject, I've got the title, I've got the call number, the ISBN number, the media type, and the holdings. Okay, now I want to do fiction, but I also want to add location into that. So what I can do is I can go add another, and accession number, no, it's all the fields alphabetically, and I can go, I want location, so I'll go down to location. Oops. So I can go to location equal to, and if I click in here and I go location equal to, let's go down here and have a look, and library. Okay, so I've taken the catalog by subject and I've changed it to be able to choose that. And now if I can go generate, okay, it'll bring down a selection based on fiction and library office. Now, I might want to go and add a field into this report, which is fiction or location, okay? But if that is all I want to do, I can click the configure button, okay? And it says, what do you want to give this report name? And location by subject, and then by location. And now if I go save, all right, let's go back into my home. He said, do you want to go back? And I go, yep, I do. And remember, it was catalog and I only had the asset register. So now when I go there, I've got another report. And when I click on that, okay, and go open, there. And of course, I can just get rid of that location and choose a different location. But I've taken one simple report and added a whole bunch of new parameters. So when we're talking about personalization, we're not just talking about changing a color. We're talking about changing the entire way SmartSuite is going to work for you. In other words, working with SmartSuite to change it to operate the way you would like to operate, whether it's the inquiry screen, whether it's the home screen, whether it's the cataloging screen, the circulation screen, the report screen, all the major functions that you do. You can really personalize the system for you because it's based on widgets and you cannot damage anything. And if all goes wrong while you're playing around and doing all of that, we can set it back to default and nothing's lost. You will never, ever contaminate any data in your system. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present personalization of SmartSuite.